Here's how I made my winter my most productive time of the year. And here's how you can do it too. I promise that after this video, you will be able to make your winter your most productive time and also achieve whatever you want in this period more than any other period. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to tell you the stories, I'm going to give you the lessons, then I'm going to give you a secret of mine. I've been doing this for the past 12 years. And I was tracking, looking at the data, analyzing, and here I'm going to give you all the results. So you have to comprehend one thing, is that there is a theory that says your most productive time of the year is usually related to the time of your birth. My birth is in 19 September. So my winter, my season is not hot, not cold. People, and it's like very common that people say, so you're probably more productive in that period than other periods. And I've seen this, and I've asked so many people about this, and it looks cool, it looks so common. So if you are born in winter, you will have the advantage. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to do it regardless. Great, now let's start. So I truly believe that whatever you think in here will happen. So from the first, I say, you know what? I'm born in September, and I'm better than those who are born in winter. Just that's who I am. It's not about the season. It's not about the circumstances. It's not about the condition. It's about me. Here, first of all, you have to comprehend one thing, is that I realized at a very young age, I was about 7, 9, I was making this room in my garden. It was built out of wood. Not wood, but sticks. So I was gathering sticks, bamboo, stuff like that. I was making this room with the door and everything. So luckily there was some walls that I used. But the thing is, I realized that I am also very productive in the winter. At a young age, I didn't comprehend, but all of this will make sense in a second. I realized that in the winter, because I'm cold, I just love this stuff because it will give me temperature. It will elevate my temperature. Whether that being go do the other stuff that I want, make a fire because I was young, that was my thing. Make a fire, make this, but really do whatever it is. If that means I'm gonna make a bowl, I'm gonna make a bow, and I'm gonna do archery, I'm gonna do whatever it is. Do activities, build stuff. Then I realized a few years later, well, this is a trend that happens. However, that didn't last because about 5 years later, I realized that, well, this is not continuing. And even in my first few years in content creation, I realized that very quickly, is that I'm more active in the summer or mid-season than I am in the winter. So I said, okay, this is something is happening years and years, back to back. I understand. Okay. So the winter, there is some relation between winter and me. Okay, what are the stuff that makes me, and all of this will make sense, not only for me, but to you, and also later on, so it all makes sense. I realized that being in winter, I have to count down all of the stuff that will make me not as productive. One, outdoor activities are not as fun because there is not as fun, but not very practical. As an example, in comparison to September or April, it's more practical to do outdoors activities than in winter when there is rain, if you have snow, whatever. So there, it's harder. The second thing is cold. You get cold, cool. The third thing is there's a culture that happens everywhere about Netflix and chill. Oh, this is the best weather for hot chocolate and get in your bed and watch movies. No, we don't do that. We don't want that, and we're not interested in that. What we want is productivity, work on our goals, make stuff happen, make stuff real, make what we want gets into our physical reality. That's really what we want, and that's it. Good. Now, let's see what are the solutions. What can we do about this stuff? 1. Outdoors activities. Well, we can just do indoors activities, except if we have to. So, it's not a weather problem, it's a me problem. I don't know how to do my work inside. Now, this is something that I can fix. It might need a lot of work, but it is something I can fix. In fact, I fixed it because I realized that I can't make content in rain. I can't make content in bad weather. There's no light. There's no this. There's no that. And I realized that is my problem. It's not a weather problem. So instead of just looking at the weather app all the time, I just have to figure out how to film the same quality videos inside. So even if the sun, even if it's covered by the moon, whatever, I can still film videos. Even if it's dark clouds outside, I can still film videos, etc. So this is a me problem that I can fix. 2, it's cold. Cold means you have to wear more clothing, means look, even if this doesn't apply to you, together it will make sense. Cold, you have to wear more clothing, etc. Sure, I'm gonna show you how you can make this work in your favor. How? If there is one thing that is so important in the cold winter, is to use cold in your favor. You have to be inspired, excited to do outside activities, to do activities in general, because that will give you heat. That's exactly what I found out when I was 9 years old in the garden, building with sticks. I found that the more I move, the more heat I can give myself, the more comfortable I feel. So what I want is move a lot, get a lot of stuff done, so like that, therefore, I don't feel the cold and I am hot. That's what I want to be. So instead of making cold your own excuse, what I did was literally transfer it to my motivation and excitement that will literally make me to do more of what I want. So using the conditions to me, not against me. And the fact is, it's not about the conditions, it's about me. I will win, not the conditions will win. Not the conditions are good. I am good at what I do because I look at the data, I analyze and I make decisions based on it. That's what it is. And I want you to do the same. 3rd, the biggest of them all is the literal knowledge. If there's one thing that screws everyone in winter, including me for long years, is the common knowledge or culture that happens about Netflix and chill in winter. Hot chocolate and watching this series, watching X movies, Dude, some people binge watch movies and series in the winter and they talk about it publicly. I realized that, and I realized at the same time, I don't want to do that. And I have to figure out a way to not ever do that and not to ever get along with that culture. So basically what you want to do is make a defense as if you're defending your life, because you are. If it's your dreams on the line. So you have to be productive at this period. So you're going to make a protective shield. Whoever speaks about this, you push him. You do not push him physically, unless if necessary. You're going to push him mentally. You walk away. That's the biggest Aikido. Literally in the book, The 4-Hour Workweek talks about this. He says, the biggest stuff, the biggest advantage that we have is hiding. Is going away. He said men are so brutal that without this specific powerful tool that we have, which is hiding, we will destroy each other. It's so true. It's so real. So you have to comprehend that if someone will damage you, don't think about it that, well, he's given me a culture about hot chocolate and watch Netflix or watch this movie. The movie is good. It's Matrix 1. I don't give a fuck about what it is. Think about it that he's destroying what you want, destroying your dreams. Now it's a different perspective when you think that, okay, my dream is to get this grade at college, make this amount of content, or let's say this amount of subscribers, whatever it is, or found my business, hire the first person, network, do this. You think about it. If I'm gonna let them get into my unconscious mind and give me their culture, they're gonna destroy all what I want. Now it's a different perspective because it is the truth. And people are literally tolerant of what happens. People tolerate whatever happens to them, whatever people tell them, because they just accept it as an inevitability. It is not. You can Dodge that. Some people are like, oh dude, it's just so cold. Just shut up, go that way. If you think it's socially awkward, take this from Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, the most successful and arguably the smartest. What he does, Jeff Bezos, who's also all of these three, was speaking about him, and he said the craziest thing or the most interesting thing or one thing that I've noticed about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos says about Elon Musk that the one thing that he noticed, that when he speaks to some person, including Jeff Bezos, that whenever he senses that the conversation is not helping them, he turns around and walk away without saying a single word. If you think and you're scared of walking away from your friends that are giving you their bad culture, that will literally be the reason why you do not achieve what you want, then it's your problem. It was my problem. And now I'm sharing with you how I fixed it. The way that I fixed it is walking away. In the first place, don't be friends. Those friends, don't be with them. And that's the importance of networking. You want to network with the people that will push you. Ayman Gadzhi said this so good. Okay, I'm giving you examples from all domains, from all people, to comprehend this principle. Ayman Gadzhi said one thing, it's very interesting. He said that every man has that, he calls it monk mood. It's the greatest, like he's great, he's disciplined, he's doing this. Good. The thing is, he cannot maintain that 24/7 the entire year. He does that 1 month, 2 months, whatever, 3 months. He has to, breathe a little bit. The thing, and he goes to something he called the averaging situation, whatever. It doesn't matter what's the name. It just matters that he will go to another state that he's not as disciplined. The only way to make that second state also good is by being around a network that has the standards so high that even when you're not in the best version of yourself, not disciplined, you are good. Andrew Tate says this. He said you have to be in your worst state. You have to work to beat your opponent in his best state. It's not something that just he found out. And look, Elon Musk, I'm sorry, not sorry, don't give a fuck. But the thing is, Andrew Tate, he's making this not only for you to see it on Twitter, but also for his college students or school students, university students, whatever that is. Okay? So he's literally making it adjustable, understandable for everyone, and he has the access because he has been filming and creating content for the last decade. So you realize that, well, this makes a lot of sense. That's what I should do. I heard this great advice that a billionaire has given his assistant. He told her this. He told her that never. She asked him, she said, what is the greatest advice that you can give me? It's like she was ready to get slapping on the cheek, He told her that never take advice from people that are way higher than you. You have to take advice from people that are 1 or 2 steps before you, ahead of you. So instead of taking advices from Elon Musk, I'm going to take advices from someone who's just 1 step, 2 steps ahead of me in the stuff that I want to be in. I'm a content creator. Instead of looking for Mr. Beast, what he will tell me, I'm going to look for someone who has just more subscribers than me, makes more revenue, gets more views, more leads, more of this, he has more experience, etc. If I am a decade in creating content, I'm going to look for someone who completed the decade, who's 1-2 years after the decade, someone that I can learn from. And the thing is, the further you get, the further or the more they're disassociated with the state you're in. They have no clue about where you are because they've been there so long ago. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. You want to be in the state when they were in your state and take their advice. And that's why it's good to read biographies, to read books. Elon Musk, instead of just hearing him on Twitter, go read his biography. Right? It's like, instead of, let's say, Ayman Gadzhi, because I said it, now I have to give you more information. Instead of just saying Ayman Gadzhi is this, well, go back and see his old videos. See what he was writing. See what he was saying. The same thing goes with everyone, and the better if it is dated and it is proven that he said it at that point. So we understand how the mindset works. And don't get something that you're not proof. So if you don't have the proof that someone did something, sure, just don't take his advice. Take advices from people that you can prove what they get. Better if you can see them in person. If there is someone that you know that is so successful in your family, in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state, whatever, reach them. And make sure that you ask them to give you an advice. Everyone will find it awkward. Everyone. Not a single person in my life that I was like, give me an advice, and they didn't find it awkward. The difference between the one who's capable to give you an advice and the one who's not is the time after awkwardness when he will actually speak. If he's gonna be, I'm not good, I can't really give you an advice, I'm not an expert. If he says it like briefly, sure. But if he's like literally like you have to insist on him, please give me an advice, and I'm sure I just want to hear it. Probably he's not qualified to give any advice. But at the same time, if someone is like, you want an advice, okay, what's field do you want an advice in? And you're like, okay, I want actually in business founding. I want to learn more on how you found your own business. This is a good question. Actually, I have to think about it. Well, actually, when I was in your age, I was doing this thing called consistency. I think that's what it is. If I give you an advice from me right now, you will not learn a lot because I'm just in a different stage. You say, thank you, dude. Or you ask him more. Or you say, this is also a line from the 4-Hour Workweek. At the end, he says, I just love this. And I want to ask you is, I have sometimes, if I get sometimes another question like this, it doesn't happen very often, I promise, very, very rarely, can I reach out back to you? Now, if they say yes, awesome. If they say no, sure, you got an advice. Now we're just trying to upsell them. If you're a salesperson, you understand. Upsell is basically you sell them something and you try to upsell, which is like sell another thing. And the thing is, these are the elements, these are the most important things that you have to comprehend. And the thing is, all of your favorite people do them. And I literally gave you books, the best entrepreneurial book of all time, the 4-Hour Workweek. Not all time, but it is a bestseller. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. I gave you YouTubers, Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzhi. I gave you my own data based on what I do. So it's like, now you comprehend all of these principles. You want to actually do it. There is a trick. There is a trick that most people don't understand, which is you have to comprehend this. And I think if there is only one thing that I learned over all of these years, is this one thing, is that you have to understand what is a vision, what is a goal, what is a system. This will make sense in a second, I promise. A vision is the stuff that you say to make people believe in you, believe in what you do, including your employees or the people that you will hire along the way. Elon Musk wants to make humans multiplanetary species. That's his vision. Now, what's a goal? A goal, because I had this conversation, I didn't respond very good. That's why I'm telling you. The goal is literally what you want. So what you want now, midterm, long-term, etc. It's fine for a goal. It should actually be monetary, financial. Because whatever you are doing, if it's a business, if it's something else, content creation, whatever, the one thing that is very important is money. If you don't have money, you cannot continue. Right? And that's just one thing that you have to accept as a fact. So it's not contradicting with your vision, it's just complementary. Because if you don't do it, you cannot even make your vision into existence. Now we have systems. Systems is literally what you do and the processes that takes place in order for you to achieve the goals that will make the vision possible or just make it closer to the reality. So these are all principles. But look, there's only one thing that I truly believe. It can help anyone and everyone. And especially when it comes to winter, when it comes to how to make stuff actually work and how to work and be productive in winter, is what you say to yourself. So while reading the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, I spent 22 years writing this book, studying the richest man in the world. If there's one thing that I read, if there's one thing that I learned from the greatest entrepreneurial book of all time, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, is focus on what you say to yourself, what you feed your unconscious mind, the inner dialogue. And this is something that also mentioned by the right hand of Bill Gates. He speaks about it. He had a conference just a few days ago and he said, the most important thing you have to care about is your habits. They said, what habits you're speaking about? He said, breathing and what you say to yourself. Everybody thought that he will say training, whatever it is. He said breathing and focus on what you say to yourself. Those positive attitude, confirmations, whatever it is. And here you can believe in the law of attraction, whatever you believe in. What you say to yourself without the need to mention what you want. So I'm talking to my friends. What goes to my mind is this: I'm a bad person. I can't even talk. I'm awkward. I'm feeling bad. My back hurts. I have to go back. I hate this situation. Or do I say, I love that I'm being my friend. I have to take this opportunity. I have to be a better person. My back pain, that will make me a better person. That will make me stronger. Well, sure. Okay. Is there anything I can do with it? If there's nothing, sure. If there's something, I'm gonna fix it real soon. Once I get out, and you go through this process, it's positive affirmations. And the thing is, it costs you zero energy, $0, zero time, because the conversation is gonna happen in your brain, regardless of what you think, regardless of what you do, regardless of what you say. So might as well use it in your advantage instead of using it against you. As I promised, just with this knowledge, it's more than enough to make your winter your most productive time of the decade, not only the year. It's gonna be a boost that what people accomplish in 1 year, you accomplish in only the winter. And as I promised, I give you the data, I give you everything. People say that this is the most precious thing to a man. It's his data. I'm giving it to you. So as I promised, you can do this immediately without the need of anything external. And what you've seen here, you can never unseen. So you might as well subscribe.